Hello, everybody. This is Purge, bringing you first-person replay commentary. I played this game, I think, like a week ago, at least. It was a Troll Warlord game, which I'm sure you guys can tell by the title. I hope you guys are excited for that. I actually really like playing this hero a lot. I think he's really fun. And the main reason is because he is so fast, and I really like playing high movement speed heroes that are fast all the time. I don't know what it is about them, but like my brain, I feel like I have to think faster constantly, and I just end up playing really aggressive and like super hyper, and I just really like playing that playstyle for some reason. I've done it before when I played Gyrocopter with like a Sanjiasha. It's just you end up being really fast, and you have really high impact, and you don't really have that much downtime farming for stuff like that. So you should enjoy this game, I think. I can't completely remember exactly what happened because I haven't played it in a week, but I think it was pretty awesome. I enjoyed playing it at least. Just make sure. Okay, we're all good. So I played the game with DK. He's the Reem in this case. I don't know who anybody else in the game was. I see somebody has a Pyrian Flax image. That's pretty cool. Pretty sure that's not Pyrian Flax though. So yeah. Oh, I actually picked my hero really fast here. So, Troll Warlord has received some nerfs recently, so keep that in mind. He was played for a couple weeks in the pro scene, but he's completely dropped off since that point. So he's a little bit less popular than he used to be, but his skill set is still largely good for the same reasons. And the first things to talk about is the fact that the nerfs that actually affected him was mostly the Whirling Axe damage change. So previously, Whirling Axes did way too much damage for the first couple levels. I believe by level 4, Whirling Axes did 275 damage with the melee one, the expanding melee AoE, and the range one did 75. But most importantly is that at level 2, you had 200 nuke damage. 200 nuke damage. That's a huge amount for level 2. That's one skill point, and you get 200 damage out of it. Obviously, your other skill point goes into your melee range switch, which is kind of a wasted skill point, but that much damage at level 2 is a little too good.
30 seconds to battle.
So they had to nerf it, and nerf it they did. It's now not nearly as good. I believe it scales up. We'll see when I go into melee mode, but I believe the damage is something like 225 now at level 4 instead of 275. So it's a moderate decrease in damage. The other reason why it really needed to be nerfed, because the mana cost was very, very low. It's 50 mana to do the ranged or the melee. So you can actually spam it quite a few times, especially if you pick up an item like a drum, something like that. So my starting item build, I believe I random this game. I got a Stout Shield and a Ring of Protection. I got a bunch of extra regen. If I didn't random, I would probably get the Ring of Protection, a Tango Salve, and then 3 or 2 Ironwood Branches is probably what I'd work out. But I don't really like... oh shoot, for some reason it's showing my pop-ups. Let me just put my friends list to offline really quick, and then I can get back in the game. Okay, cool. Shouldn't have any more pop-ups now. What was that talking about? Yeah, I think grabbing a Ring of Basilius is pretty important. His int gain is garbage. It is so bad. It is 1 per level. It is one of the worst int gains in the entire game. It is so terrible. Don't do it. I don't do what? Don't not get Basilius, I guess, is my point. His int gain is really bad, though, and this means that his mana pool is very, very low unless you supplement this in other ways. And the number one way you can do that, in lane at least, is grab a Ring of Basilius, because, again, the way that a Sage's Mask works is it does mana regen based on how much int you have. So if you have horrible int, a Basilius is a very, very good investment. And as you can see, my armor is actually really solid now. I've picked up a level of the melee at level 1. Sometimes I like to do this when I don't expect a lane contest, because I do want more damage. When you go into melee form, you get bonus damage. So that means you hit harder just by being in the melee form. And if I'm going to switch a lot here, so it's going to be a little confusing. 15 bonus damage from being in melee form, and you also get 3 bonus armor. So that's the things that you get. Also, this now scales to give you movement speed and things like that. It's going to be kind of confusing. I used some mana to get that last hit there. I think it's absolutely worth it at times. Oh my god, I switched so much. So it reduces your, I think the base attack time is the same, or it reduces your base attack time, I believe. It gives you bonus HP, gives you armor, it gives you movement speed, and it gives you the chance to bash, which is really the important part. I should have probably spun for that last hit. They changed this slightly. The scaling of the movement speed is different at all levels now. In the past, it went 20, 20, 20, 30 for the 3rd to the 4th level of the bash. And the only other thing that actually changed, I was really scared about getting caught here, and I did end up getting caught. Luckily for me, I actually took very, very little damage from that. I actually thought I was going to die, to be honest. But the Whirling Axes gives a 60% miss. And that is wonderful. So 60% miss against a Clockwork who probably only has level 1 battery assault means that he's more or less hitting me once every 2 hits, and battery assault's doing very little damage. So I actually was quite worried there, but that did very little damage. So maybe if he was level 3, I don't know if he is level 3 or not, but yeah, he's still only level 2, so that was going to do very, very little damage, basically. But yeah, you do want to go into melee form when you're last hitting. I did miss a lot of easy last hits. I'm actually last hitting pretty terribly, but has been under tower and stuff like that, and I don't know, I'll just make endless excuses, I guess. You can attack in range form or melee form. That's the cool thing about Troll Warlord. One thing that I really felt increased my play of Troll Warlord was when I realized that I didn't always have to be in melee form when I'm trying to kill heroes. That's something I definitely did way too often. For example, I would get slowed or something, and I would just try to run after somebody all slow, but the reality is you can just go into range form and hit. So don't be afraid to switch in between the two. It's a little confusing to get used to at first, but if you play the hero more and more, it really does become easier and easier. So since I'm against a Clockwork in this lane, I felt like I had to get a Boots first here because I really needed the extra movement speed. Again, Clockwork's entire hero concept is around chasing people, and before he hits level 6, he doesn't have a way to gap close. So if I grab a Boots, if I have movement speed advantage over the hero, then I don't have to worry as much about getting killed. So that is why I ended up going for that. Just switching to range form to prep these units. And that guarantees that I get the last hit, more or less. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that one. I think looking at it now, I would have, for sure. But this Magnus already has Empower for some reason. I believe he's been jungling. This is a level 2 Empower, by the way. So this actually does a decent amount of cleave, despite my damage being low. And I somehow still miss a last hit, because that is how good I am, I guess. Let's just talk about the game and try not to talk about how awesome my last hitting was this game. I kind of wanted to just harass him there, but unfortunately it does have a cast animation time, so I wasn't able to catch up. But there we go, Ring of Basilius is finally made, so my mana regen more than doubles by far. So I should have a lot more mana to work with, especially since I've been kind of casting a lot for spamming. I don't think this guy actually has a Stout Shield. If we look at his items, he doesn't, and I remember that. I was like, why am I hitting this guy so hard? And then I realized he doesn't have a Stout Shield, so every hit that I throw on him actually does a large component of his total HP. Yeah, I actually really like his ranged animation. It's kind of fun. So you see this little tomahawk flying through the air and it connects. It's really cool. Sometimes you miss them, whatever. So yeah, let me explain how his skills work. I haven't covered that yet, and it's probably been way too long. I think the last video I made of Trolls in October, and I don't know if it was a replay or not, but basically, your first skill alternates between melee and ranged, and it changes how strong your melee form is. That's basically it. So your melee form gets better now. The bonus movement speed now scales. I talked about this a moment ago, or like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, but the movement speed now scales from 10, 20, 30, 40. So it actually scales pretty large in between levels. So getting more levels this early game is a bit better than it used to be. I don't advocate maxing this skill first. I think that's bad. But it's something you can do if you want to. But you shouldn't be picking up the skill just to rely on the bash duration. The only reason you should be picking up the skill and leveling it more is because you want more movement speed generally. Because movement speed is really crucial in the early game. And 30 extra movement speed when you're in melee form is actually quite a bit. So we're trying to gank here on the top lane, so just looking for a kill. I do, of course, have a ranged slow that I can use. That's your second skill. If you're in ranged form, you get a slow. And we are able to get a kill. I got all my mana drained, but it doesn't really bother me that much because my mana is so low anyways that I'm going to regen up in like, I don't know, 2 minutes or something. With my first gold, I always buy phase boots. I love phase boots on Troll Warlord. I don't recommend getting treads. The reason I really like phase is because your movement speed is really high. Even base, for example, if you switch into melee form, you're running around at like 310 or something, which is relatively high. So if you use a phase after that, you end up going really fast. So it really increases and starts off as huge movement speed bonus, basically. Also, the phase boots are really nice because they give me 24 damage, so that means that I can last it even better than I could in the past. I'm a little worried about a hookshot right now, so I have to be a little careful. I salved him there to get some of his HP up for a moment. I do have some bonus damage from the Bloodseeker here. Here's the example of me just using ranged attacks because I realized I should be. I'll be here when you get back. And End up getting a double. I think I could have gotten a triple if I didn't go into melee form a little too long on the Bloodseeker, but I pick up 2 kills in ranged form, which is pretty solid. I think their Bloodseeker, by the way, is roaming, and he has a Midas already, which I can't believe. I was like, how does this guy have a Midas already? I don't know. I'll have to watch the replay from his perspective. But that was a pretty good start for me. I've got 2 kills. I'm actually trying to not go Midas very much in pub games if possible, because I think it hampers my abilities a little bit. I think if it's appropriate for the hero, I'll pick it up, but I don't really like just getting it on every carry every time in the safe lane. So I think you get a bit better at the game if you don't have to rely on like a super late game farm item. It's better to like have to rely on your decision making and things like that. I might just be talking out of my ass here, but I just don't like getting it that much. So I definitely could have gotten one this game, maybe before or after phase boots, not quite sure, but my last sitting's much better now that I have the phase, though, I must say. Changed my mind about which way I wanted to run. I see an arrow, so I think bottom's top. And yeah, I think the skill build is pretty good. I actually don't always get 2 levels of fervor. Sometimes I just leave it at 1 now. I think this game I put 2 levels of fervor and then I stopped. I haven't yet explained how that works. Yeah, I was going to TP on this one here. God, that TP took so long. And I do get a kill out of it, so that was actually not bad. Picking up a kill there is pretty good. It does... Oh, I actually got a dominating streak, so I got 522 gold from that. That was absolutely worth it for me. Picking up that kill gave me a ton. A ton. So basically like twice the gold that you should be getting out of it. So that's why Bloodseeker has a Midas already, by the way. It's because he has 4 kills. Ugh. I'm really surprised that Clockwork TP'd from there to there. That was really weird. Yeah. So one of the really good items that you can get on Troll Warlord is actually a drum. Drum is useful because it gives you int. You have pretty much no int already. The agility is nice, the strength is nice. Agility heroes that cast at all they really like drums. Drums are great for those kind of heroes. And all around good for a lot of different heroes, but drum is a really nice thing, most importantly though, because of the movement speed that it gives you. So, nice hook by the clock. I should have spun a lot earlier on that, but I was going to die anyways, so. Miranda gets my killing spree, so I lose 400 gold. I also should have bought out before I died, and I did not do that, so I could have saved probably 400 gold. Or at least something like that. Probably, yeah. I probably would have saved 400 gold if I bought out before I died. As soon as the arrow came, I should have been spamming. I actually did have my item queued up, but I didn't buy it. And that's actually a really big mistake. Buying out before I die is something that I definitely need to work on a lot more. That Magnus looks fairly dead. Or I'm just going to wait for the fight to start. Wow, this guy dies so fast. So he just like blew up and I was like, okay, guess I'm not fighting. And I'm going to max out Berserker's Rage now because I want to get my movement speed up. I am going for a Sanjin Yasha build. I'm going to get Yasha first to increase my movement speed. And then from there I'll go into some big damage items. Another guy that's just going to die here. Yeah, in the past, I think when I first made a troll video, I went 1-4-4 build because I wanted to max out the fervor as fast as possible to help me Roshan or do whatever DPS on random carries, but you don't really need to max this out. I think just getting about 2 or 3 levels tops in the early game is probably good, or even 1 or 2. Like the max stacks, if you don't know how this works yet, because I haven't explained it because I've been getting off track all video, if you attack a target, you get a bonus 20 attack speed against that target. You attack again, you get an extra bonus 20 attack speed. If you change targets, you lose your fervor speed, attack speed. It's kind of like Focus Fire and Windrunner. You get a bonus attack speed against 1 target. If you this isn't the case for Windrun anymore, or sorry, Focus Fire anymore. But if you do change targets on Fervor, at least you do lose the buff. So I'm gonna turn my Basilius on because I'm gonna try to push in the meantime because we're losing pretty bad. And now I'm gonna give myself an attack speed bonus with my ulti. And my Fervor does stack up, by the way. If you look right here, I'm getting a bonus 60% attack speed just because I'm attacking a stationary target. So it's very good for pushing. It's very good for jungling. And it's pretty good for DPSing down heroes as well. It kind of allows you to not have to really buy that many attack speed items on the hero. I can basically get away with just... I was really scared I was getting ganked here for some reason, but it really does let you get away with not having to buy a whole lot of attack speed items. But even still, I like grabbing a couple. Like picking up a Yasha, for example, is going to give me, I think, like 30% attack speed, somewhere around there. And that will make a big difference because it's going to help me ramp up the fervor in the first place. And having some attack speed to be able to do that does make a big impact. So Battle Trance at the moment gives you 7 seconds of increased attack speed of 60%. In the past, this only worked on Troll Warlord. Now it works on himself and his allies as well. So there is a lot of synergy going in with some other heroes, like the Bounty Hunter, for example, right there. I would give him attack speed so he could attack faster, and he was able to actually DPS down the gyrocopter a bit faster. So you can just look around the map and use it globally sometimes. It works out. So he actually got all those last hits. I was okay with that because he's been playing support and he's a Magnus, so he definitely needs it a lot. So I didn't feel too bad here. I'm going to stack this camp. I don't think I'm going to be able to stack this. I don't even know if I did that on purpose. I don't know, man. My stack was so late there and it ended up working. I guess it was late by like 2 seconds. You always want to stack this camp at 55 usually. Because those creeps they have a smaller leash range, so you couldn't just easily pull them under the tier 2 tower like you could in the past. So the stack is slightly different. I guess I did do that on purpose. But anyways, my bash is almost maxed out now. It's a 10% chance it can stun for 2 seconds and it does 50 magic damage, I believe, which is pretty solid. And then afterwards I can max out fervor and everything's going to be okay. If we take a look at my net worth, I'm actually up towards the top. Things are going okay. Bounty Hunter apparently is also having a nice time. But I just gave my allies a bonus attack again. I'm going to come over here and pressure the gyro a bit, just to see what he'll do. And he used call down, so I said, okay, I guess I'm going to leave. It's always good to pressure people occasionally, just to see what's going to happen. It really is. I was just looking to see if I could actually help out. My HP is pretty low. I think I decided against it, looks like. Back to farming. Yeah, it's worth pressuring people sometimes, and it's something I really like doing on Troll Warlord because he is so fast, so you can actually find some openings like that. Attack speed is pretty good at this point. If you're wondering why I'm last hitting from range, it's because I'm a little worried about getting ganked. If you look on the map, you can very easily tell that I'm not, but I'm occasionally worried about a clockwork hookshotting enemy, since I am the team's hard carry, so the game's pretty close though. And as soon as I finish my Sanjin Yasha, I can start being aggressive.
Tower is under attack.
Now, most of the time I talk about why this item isn't good. Most of the time that I mention it, at least, and I'll talk about why I think it's good on Troll Warlord. Instead of grabbing a Sanjin Yasha, a lot of times they'll just grab Phase and a Drum to be really fast, but Sanjin Yasha pays off a little harder in my opinion. It costs a lot more money, of course, it's about 4,000, but it's useful for 2 reasons. You can disassemble it later and make it into a Manta, which is kind of a nice side effect, so even if I do buy it, it doesn't really block me from making solid items later. Most importantly, the MAME disable is pretty good actually on Troll Warlord because you do generally chase after people, so being able to slow them by a huge percentage is actually pretty awesome. This works for whether you're ranged or melee. It doesn't stack with other orb effects, so you can definitely pick it up with Lifesteal or Desolator or things like that. It's not a big deal. You can get all of them, so, or at least one of them. The Sanjin Yasha in the past used to be an orb, so it's all okay to get it now. But most importantly, it gives me a lot of the stuff I need. It's, like I said, very similar to a drum. It gives me attack speed, it gives me damage, it gives me movement speed, and it gives me a little bit of utility. I gave him a little attack speed boost there with my ulti because I knew that he would be able to get the kill if I did that. So now I'm pretty much ready to fight. Look at this. If I use Phase and I have a Sanjin Yasha, I'm running at 514 movement speed. That is so close to a haste. That's 8 movement speed less than a haste is. That is so fast. So by having the Sanjin Yasha rather than just a drum, the Sanjin Yasha gives me a lot more movement speed. It's a difference of 5 to 16. So way more movement speed on a Sanjin Yasha. I get a bunch of strength, agility. It gives me a moderate amount of damage, and this should set me up nicely for doing a lot of fun things. So I figured their team was coming. I didn't completely want to go in on this. I think their team actually split up pretty hard here. Really wanted to bash here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright, and we do get a kill. We had to RP for that, but we pick up a kill, and I was pretty happy about that. Movement speed on chasing heroes like that is just so important, though. Now I'm worried about dying. Luckily, I'm going to miss all of that stuff. And look at that. I hit the main. Look at that. You guys see that slow? I just, from range, just killed a man. That dodged the stun as well. That was pretty nice for me. I'm going to get hit by the cog, but... yeah, that worked out really nicely. Like, Bloodseeker doesn't have bad items. Okay, he does. He has a Treads and an Aqua and a Midas. So he died very, very easily. But I hit the maim. It slowed by 30% for 4 seconds there. And I just ranged attack him down. And eventually I popped Battle Trance and I just killed the guy. Like, your damage is not that bad right now. And also, I kind of get away with having the Sanjin Yasha. Again, not the best damage item. Because the Magnus is giving me Empower. So I already have an increase of 50 damage. I actually hit really, really hard right now. Despite the weird kind of item build. But I've seen other pro players, or not other pro players, I've seen pro players getting a Sanjin Yasha before, so I think it's pretty legitimate. It does give you a lot of mobility and utility and all that good stuff. And I have to dodge a hook. I end up dodging it. Helps to be huge movement speed. We can probably fight if we really want to now. The Rupture coming in, I'm definitely going to try to fight this.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And I'm able to get him. And we actually clean up really hard. We get a double kill here. So that was pretty fun. Whenever somebody gets really stuck in a bad spot like this, you have to cover them with aggressiveness. So even if I don't have a stun, I can just make my hero be a threat. And because of that, it forces my opponents to react differently. So by him getting ruptured, I said, okay, I have to cover these guys now, and then I slow them, and I go for one of the heroes, and it was Bloodseeker. And I can easily kill Bloodseeker by myself right now. I can slow him with my ranged axes. I can do the mischance in melee range if I really want to, but honestly, I just right-clicked him down, and he can't do that much about it. He can't kill me solo. He really can't. A little bit of attack speed here. I'm going to go into range mode again. I don't know why, but I was having trouble right-clicking there. And we get a really easy double kill on the mid lane. So don't be... Like, once I have Sanjin Yasha, I'm just totally ready to run around and fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Be a little careful here. Getting ruptured is not a good thing, guys. I definitely tanked a little bit too much damage in this area, is what I shouldn't have done before I ran over there. Rocket Barrage is a serious, serious problem. So... Holy crap, that cleave is so good. He has a DD, by the way. We were so disappointed about this, I promise you. Luckily, DK lands Sunstrike and we still get the kill, but holy crap. I was like, why didn't you just attack him? You had him. He could have used that trick where you attack while going invis and you would have killed him, I'm pretty sure. And then been also invisible afterwards. It would have been beautiful. Oh, so sad. If you guys are wondering, I'm yawning all the time. This is like, I usually record in the afternoon. It's like 7 p.m. so I'm kind of tired. But I'm trying to get a lot recorded because I'm going back for Christmas on the 20th, which is in 9 days. So we might even have a video surplus soon. I have a couple of videos sitting on YouTube from the stream, so I might have a video surplus. But at least for now, I'm just going to try to keep my videos up. Okay, first things that you're probably confused about. You're saying, why the hell does he have a Vlad's? He's attacking ranged most of the time right now. And this is true. The reason I wanted to get a Vlad's over the Helm of the Dominator is basically because it does scale better, honestly. It really does. My damage, for example, this gives me almost more damage than what the Helm of the Dominator does. I don't really want to make it satanic either. And I also want to provide my allies with the armor. We have, 4 melee heroes, so I was like, oh, we have 4 melee heroes, they'll just make a Vlad's. Makes sense. Unfortunately, I believe we actually have 2 Vlad's. No, actually, not right now. Spoiler alert, later we do. Later we'll have 2 Vlad's, but I grabbed a Vlad's because it gives my whole team 5 armor. They actually have a decent amount of physical damage, and we have 4 heroes, so we're all going to get a bit of lifesteal from it when we end up attacking. When we do end up attacking. So I want to grab a Vlad's. It only lifesteals in melee, so even if I attack in ranged form, I won't get lifesteal from that. So I have to be very aware of that fact when I do end up fighting. If I really need HP, I have to go into melee mode. It's the only way. I was expecting them to hookshot me, that's why I was standing in this area. And with hookshot down, we actually should be able to push from this. So My broadsword pickup is in anticipation of my next damage item, which is going to be a Daedalus. And in the past, I didn't always build this item on Troll. I'd try to do stuff like getting a Manta really rapidly, but with some experimentation, I really felt like Daedalus was by far the right item or the right item to go for. I have no idea why Bounty Hunter initiated over there. That was really dumb. But he was like, "Team?" And it's like, we have 4 people by the tier 2, and you decide to fight over here. It's like, what are you doing, man? Had a really nice Axis. This doesn't look good. I think I used my ulti already. I'm not sure where. I kind of wanted to chase this, but I figured they would be all back by now, so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So yeah, I want to go Daedalus after. In the past, I used to try stuff like BKB or Manta, and at times BKB is definitely the right choice. A fast BKB is what you need on Troll, so that you can get into melee range and you can kill people and not get chain stunned. But in this case, they don't have that many disables. The main thing that I have to worry about is Rupture and maybe Clockwork. So I decided to go for a really fast Daedalus. This is really greedy of us, by the way, to try to steal this. But we're going for it. That was really scary. I almost wasn't able to get it. Lifesteal. I'm definitely still happy to fight more. That was a really nice kill. Did you like my RNG bash? Worked really hard for it, guys. It's a really good fight for us. Honestly, very, very good fight. Oh yeah, Bloodseeker brought back. He died really fast. I was really surprised about that. I'm just trying to pull them into a worse spot for when I die. I know that I have the Aegis, but in case we get committed here. And I end up surviving this. I kind of wanted to fight it, though. We end up getting the Bloodseeker here. Willing to take the mana burn. We get a double kill out of it. I think that's actually worth it. Trading the Aegis for 2 more kills to allow us to snowball is actually pretty good. We lost the Invoker, and maybe I should have reacted better, but Invoker died in like 1 hit. It was amazing. So I now have almost enough for a Daedalus. I think I need like 600 more. The recipe cost is 1,000 actually, excuse me. It did get changed, but it did get reduced, but it's not quite as good as I thought it was. But the crit is really nice, essentially, because it kind of turns... You already have good attack speed, basically. You don't really need True Strike this game, because nobody's even close to a Butterfly. So just grabbing the Daedalus, especially if you're in melee form, allows you to really change up people's expectations of how much damage you do. And for a hero that just right-clicks, a lot of the times that's really important to do. So, for example, Phantom Assassin. Phantom Assassin has pretty good chasing, but not like the most amazing kill potential ever until you start critting. And when you start critting, things get really scary. People don't really know how long it's going to take before you kill them. And people also don't know how long it's going to take before I bash them. So sometimes I'll get lucky in crits, sometimes I'll get lucky in bash. And that can just mean that maybe I'll 3-shot somebody and it makes me a much bigger threat in a fight. Maybe that's just a bunch of bullshit voodoo science, but I'm not completely sure. But I really like Daedalus fast pickup. It's really good with lifesteal. I really do like getting crit with lifesteal. It's very strong because people won't expect it. It can completely change things up. You might all of a sudden, bam, get 200 HP because of a heal. That was a Clockwork hookshotting a hero. This looks really bad for our bounty hunter, and I decided to ditch him because their whole team was there. Their whole team was there. And I did not want to sacrifice myself trying to get that kill, so. Crits, yes! Crits are great. And this should give me my Daedalus.
Boom, there it goes.
I'm just going to sit on the high ground here. That way, if they initiate, I can just jump on somebody, and it is going to be a Bloodseeker.
Middle tower is under attack.
So, mission was completely accomplished there. I was able to sit on the high ground, and we turned that fight so easily. His initiation became just him dying. Also critting for about 600, which is really nice. At least on
Radiant's
creeps.
bottom tower is
With
under
Empower, it'll
attack.
be even higher. My Vlad's damage is going to continue to scale as well, since my base damage keeps going up. That's really nice. Any agility items I get, Vlad's will pay off really hard. We kind of wanted to initiate on this Potom here. No promises on that one, and he's going to leap away really easily, so... We should be able to take a tower from this, though, since Bloodseeker's still dead. Man, I really don't use the Whirling Axes that much this game, I realize. Yeah, it does 225 damage at level 4 now. Blind duration is 7 seconds, which is really nice, actually. It's 60%. If you can land that on enemy carries, that's really useful. Giving me some alacrity, this is wonderful.
Coming in.
You used to get gold for those, but you don't anymore for some reason. I kind of wanted to just DPS on the tower, but I was really worried about a hook shot. If I get hooked on, then I'm just going to die. So I don't know if anybody has a 4-staff. X does, and Invoker does not, so you have to be pretty careful. So, I wanted to just kind of range DPS this guy. I didn't see the arrow coming, unfortunately. That'll be my death. I was in a bit of a bad spot in that case. I was basically in a position where I got opened on, and then I got absolutely... I couldn't believe Axe did this. The guy has like no tank items at all. He has a blink and a force, and that's it. And a stout shield, excuse me. But he dies so easily. I need to not be the person to get initiated on. I need somebody like Axe to initiate or to be initiated on. That way I can be a distraction somewhere else. Because as we just saw, I don't have a BKB yet. I don't have a huge tank item. I can't simply just sap damage and then dish it out. I need to be somewhere else, not taking damage, so. Our bounty hunter was able to get another kill, which is pretty cool, but he looks quite dead.
Tower is under attack.
And bounty hunter is going to kill him very easily. Bounty decided to go for a Sanjin Yasha. Really don't like that item on Bloodseeker. I don't think it's needed. I haven't played Bloodseeker since he was remade, actually, but I don't think it's that much better, honestly. And Sanjin Yasha is not a good item for that hero. He needs at least, I think he needs more damage. He doesn't need the movement speed from an item. He gets it from his skills. He needs a damage item or a tank item.
Radiant's top tower
Which I guess
is under
technically
attack.
that does as well, but
Radiant
it's a
structures are
mediocre in both
fortified.
departments. Like, Troll Warlord gets it because he wants to run at 514 movement speed with haste. Like, it's awesome. Get him from camp to camp to farm faster. There's lots of good things about it. So, anyways, I got my Daedalus finished. If I would have dodged that arrow, I think that fight would have gone okay. If I had a Helm of the Dominator, it would have been better as well, instead of a Vlad's, because I was forced to range lifesteal, and that's one thing I didn't plan ahead for this game that I maybe should have. If you go for ranged lifesteal on the Helm of the Dominator, and I get ruptured somewhere, I can just stand there and be a sitting turret, and I can still lifesteal from people. So, perhaps a mistake in my item build, but I really like getting Vlad's sometimes. And it's a really easy upgrade from already having a Ring of Basilius, which I needed in lane, and it covers my mana. If I would have got, that's another thing that's really important to put out. If I had a Helm of the Dominator instead of a Vlad's, I wouldn't have been getting 0.8 mana per second. That's actually quite a bit. That's almost a Crystal Maiden aura at level 1. So by having this instead of the Helm of the Dominator, I have guaranteed myself a lot more mana. Not that I've been spamming Whirling Axes that much, and yes, I do have a magic stick to help supplement mana, but I would have had more problems, guaranteed, by having Helm of the Dominator instead. So there's lots of good things about Vlad's, honestly. I even get Vlad's sometimes on Visage now, namely when we're playing scrims and I'm against a Bristleback, because you need more armor on your birds, otherwise you just die really fast. Their birds just get absolutely slaughtered by the quill spray because it's physical. It's like 4 quills or something will kill the bats, so you have to be really careful against that hero, and Vlad's increases the bat survivability by a lot. So sometimes Vlad's is actually good in weird situations, but you just have to be careful about when you do end up picking it up. Alright, next item. I don't remember what I get, honestly. We're going to find out as I get it. I think I'm going towards a butterfly, but I don't know for sure. If I get a butterfly, it gives me a lot more evasion. A BKB wouldn't be bad either, because it would allow me to just tank arrows or gyrocopter abilities or a clockwork as well. I don't really know. I think I get a Black King bar. I'm pretty sure, but I don't remember. We're at a good advantage right now. If we look at the graphs, let's take a look, see what we're sitting at. It's a pretty good advantage, 7.5k and 7.5k EXP. So it's a very strong advantage, but it's not something that we can't lose from. Especially when they have this many Midases. They have 3, I believe. And we have actually 0. It was a 0 Midas game versus 3 Midases. So despite them having all these Midases, keep in mind that we are actually winning team fights. The item does very little for you other than giving you gold in the long run and giving you some attack speed. And a lot of their heroes don't benefit from that at all. Who has it? Alright, Naga Siren gets pretty much nothing from a Midas. They always seem to sleep. We're all typed LOLs there. Naga Siren gets almost nothing from the Midas. Bloodseeker gets attack speed from the Midas is good, and so does Gyrocopter, but Gyrocopter prefers to have damage, generally.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
So a lot of those heroes really don't get any payout from the Midas other than the gold. So, and a lot of times that's gold that they could use for a damage item, and maybe with that damage item they would have won a fight earlier. Things like that. It makes little differences. I'm gonna be awesome and come in and steal some last hits. Farming is so much easier when you have Empower. It's amazing. I actually hit really hard right now. 143 damage, plus I can crit. I think I was able to slow him. That was a nice force. I really want to fight this fight, but yeah, we lost Invoker right at the start. I really should be in melee mode, yeah. I gotta be in melee mode when I'm running. I know there's a missile coming after me, so I'm gonna just run away from it. TP. Okay, good. He does make it out. Another really good thing about having the huge movement speed, I can just run away from rockets. So that wasn't too bad. I was able to get the clockwork out of it. We lost 2 heroes. Definitely could have been a lot better, but killing the clockwork helped out. I killed him in like 5 hits because I crit on him. I don't know if I crit twice or just once, but killed him quite fast. Man, I can kill ancient stacks so quickly. It's great. It's like 330 gold or something.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
There's no way we're going to be able to defend that tower. They actually had a gem, and they've had a gem this whole time. I couldn't believe that he ran into them there. Just like, what are you doing with your life, man? Axe with the plays, guys. Solutions are actually getting fairly tanky. I think they went he went Heaven's Halberd. Yeah, he did. He has a Halberd and a Midas and a gem. That's it. So, yep, I bought a BKB. So the reason I bought a BKB, it's basically because I died in the jungle one time, and I kind of looked at what I had, and I was just getting magic bursted down. And I know that if anybody has to go toe-to-toe with me for damage, they're just going to lose, because my damage items are quite ahead of everybody else's. Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, my net worth is way ahead of everyone else's, despite not having a Midas, so I said, if I get a BKB, then their magic nukes do very little, with the exception of Rupture. Rupture actually does universal damage now, I believe, which is technically magic, but it goes through magic immunity. So it's magic damage that goes through magic immunity. So I still have to worry about Rupture, but other than that, it'll be okay. I don't know why, but our allies kept fighting in weird places, and I wasn't there, so I used my ulti here, and I decided to come try to help. And at this point, I was mad, I guess, and then I got bashed, and yeah, I got bashed by the Bloodseeker there. I shouldn't have fought. I should have ran away, but my team also shouldn't have fought that. I was really upset. I was like, I basically got baited into a team fight by my team. I should have ran, but I got baited into a bad team fight by my team. I should have just let them all die. Should have looked at Axe and been like, "You're dead, man," and then just went back to farming and had a nice time killing ancients or something. It would have been really smart, but I didn't do that. And I used my 10-second BKB, and I was extra mad. I was first mad that I had to buy a Black King bar this game, because I really don't like buying Black King bars sometimes, because I'd rather just buy damage items and have a nice time. But I was like, I have to buy a Black King bar, and then I feed. And I fed. I'm very aware of that.
Dire's middle tower is under
And
attack.
I was not happy.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So that's too bad. Luckily, my cooldown is not super long. Got 30 seconds left on the clock here. So, could be worse. Could definitely be worse. I think our bounty hunter's going for a Lincoln's. I couldn't believe he was this farmed, honestly, because he kept making a lot of mistakes. He's actually getting behind now.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
That was not a steal, by the way. Magnus went in. Why is he not dead yet? Oh, he got slept? Oh. They could have killed him. That's for sure. That guy was so low. I don't know why they didn't kill him, but they didn't kill him. Alright, bonus damage again. Let's go fight some more. See how bad my int is? I still have 32 base int. Can you believe that? I'm level 20 and I have 32 int. It's ridiculous. That's like, who has the worst edgy gain? I think Warlock or something? No, it's not. It might not be Warlock, but Warlock has a really bad edgy gain, I know. So I'm just going to kind of right-click the tower as I can. Luckily for me, Clockwork completely whiffed his hook. I kind of want to fight this, so I'm going to go in. And I was waiting for my team. I think we had vision, because it seems like I keep attacking them all. I really felt like that was the time to fight. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong. I don't know if I got ruptured there. I'm not completely sure. I don't know. I'm not sure if I was wrong there in wanting to fight, but I feel like Axe could have blinked on somebody. He never did. He was very scared. I don't know. I wanted to fight there. I didn't want to get stunned. So I popped BKB and I turned, but nobody else on my team really did anything. They all kind of just ran away and were like, do we actually want to fight? I don't know. That's one of the downsides of playing pubs, because you can't always communicate with your teammates well. You can't just be like, go in, and then they go. It doesn't happen like that sometimes. So that was my second BKB. Did I kill Potom? I did kill Potom, and then Bloodseeker killed me. Not the best. I'm still really far ahead in terms of items. Bloodseeker, since he went for a Sanjay Nyasha into a Basher, his damage is really weak still. Rupture is still a huge issue, but if he does actually give himself Blood Rage, it's a huge amount of damage. You know, that's one good reason for the Sanjay Nyasha on Bloodseeker, is that you do get bonus damage from all the agility. So it's not a lot of agility. You get 16% times whatever, but run Axe. They TP in. I think I TP'd in. Yeah, I TP'd in. I also got that kill. That was pretty big. But we did lose a Rex, which is not good. Losing a Rex is a huge impact on a game. See, I did a TP BKB, and then a little right-clicking. We got a really good RP off on the Meg. The Meg was doing actually a nice job. I crit really hard with Alacrity. And I wanted to try to make something happen out of this kill on the mid lane, possibly. Whether we take Rex or not. Not sure.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I'm gonna have to back up from this now with the missile being on the way. I was kind of hoping that I could kill that before it hit me, and I was wrong. So now we kind of have to back. Everybody's pretty much respawned at this point. We did get a glyph out of it, but that's not really that big of a win. It is for high level Dota, but not for pubs that much. I was kind of hoping to get a tower, and I didn't get it. So at this point I said I'm gonna go steal their ancients. Lifesteal is really good. I'm getting like 40 HP per hit. It's really strong.
And it's off.
I think I made Butterfly next. Or MKB. I might have to MKB. They have evasion on Naga. Gyrocopter's beginning evasion. He's got a butterfly. Or not a butterfly, but an eagle song. So yeah, they have two heroes that have evasion. So I think at this point I had to make an MKB. I would have, if I had a lot more farm earlier, I maybe would have made a butterfly first, or maybe made a manta, but I think the important thing is getting the true strike, so I don't have to worry about missing ever. I don't always have a whole lot of time to last hit, basically, or hit heroes, so It's really important that you do actually have true strike sometimes. So now I just have to worry about getting hookshotted because we didn't know where anybody on their team was. Yeah, I'm really not that far away from having the butterfly. I think you need about 6k.
Illusion.
I have 4k. Or we told our team to push, I can't remember which. Another downside of having the BKB is it actually does stop Empower. If you have Empower on you and you pop BKB, then you will lose the Empower buff. So.
Shadow, take us.
Get really hard with
Radiant's
alacrity.
top tower has fallen.
Incoming.
Rupture, man. We got wrecked.
I'll never bow.
We actually did get 2 heroes, but I died, the Invoker died. So we lost a carry and a mid, they lost... Is that 2 supports? Yeah, that's 2 supports, guys. Not good. Excuse me.
Dyer's
Rupture's
middle
actually really good
barracks
now.
are under
It really is.
attack.
I should have just attacked the missile when it was on the ground. Looking back, that was my mistake, but... once I got hookshotted, I was going to die anyways. I was really considering buying back for this. To see if I could kill the Bloodseeker, but... I don't think it would have been worth it. I don't
Dyer's
think so.
middle barracks
I maybe
are
would have
under
been able to
attack.
kill him, but...
Dyer's middle barracks has fallen.
So yeah, Rupture actually is really good damage. Unfortunately, at a couple of points, I was getting some melee lifesteal, but then the Clockwork walked away, so I had to go ranged again. And then I
Dyer's
wasn't getting lifesteal
structures
because I was a
are
ranged
fortified.
hero instead, so that kind of sucked.
Dyer's middle tower is
But
under
again,
attack.
the main problem still happened, which was I needed to not get ruptured. If I got ruptured,
Dyer's
it wrecks
top
my
tower
day.
is
It
under
literally wrecks
attack.
my day. Oh yeah, somebody has an MKB, I believe. The Gyrocopter actually does already, so getting a butterfly at this point is probably not worth it.
Dyer's top tower
Another
has
thing to keep in
fallen.
mind. We didn't lose another wax in the fight though, which is pretty good. That's mainly because the fight was very far away from our base. It's one of the benefits of pushing. If you end up dying, they have to walk to your base first. Sometimes it takes a while. I was gonna say, I was like, where's my cleave? I found it. Gyrocopter has the butterfly now. I think I'm only about 500 gold from the MKB. I believe it's 5,400 if I'm not mistaken. That damage, guys.
Haste.
I am like alt-tabbing all the time this game. I don't know what it is. A lot of alt-tabbing. I think we're worried about getting killed here. We find their whole team in their jungle. My net worth is still on the top by quite a bit. EXP per minute isn't as high because of the Midas, undoubtedly. And what else we got? I'm level 23, so I guess EXP per minute doesn't matter that much when I'm going to match them anyways. My KD is, where am I? Oh, 11, 6, and 10. There's a lot of deaths in this game. Axe has died a lot. It's 14 over 40 deaths. It's not good, guys. Alright, I was really worried about getting hookshotted right here, because if I got hookshotted, we would lose the game, because I was planning to buy an entire MKB.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
So, no buyback. But that's how you play pubs, right? It's not about winning, it's about getting lots of items.
Dyer's bottom
basically
tower
5
has
stacked.
fallen.
Sitting really well. I sold the magic wand, or magic stick that had been on the shop for the whole time, by the way.
Dyer's
If you're
bottom
curious.
tower is under attack.
And now we should be ready to fight.
Radiant's top tower
Invoker's
is under
TPing.
attack.
We like really need a good RP. Axe is gonna do a great job.
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen. Dyer's bottom barracks are under attack.
That worked out really nice.
The war now continues.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Is my way of life.
Really good fight for us. Really good fight. The Bloodseeker came aggressive when nobody was stunned. He ruptured somebody. I don't know who it was, but it was not me. He ruptured somebody that wasn't me. I didn't have to pop my BKB because it was just me and the Bloodseeker, and we just jumped on him and killed him really, really fast. And that's definitely the hero for me to pop my ulti on, because if I can get any bashes on him, he's stunned for 2 seconds, and there's a pretty good shot that I'll bash him again, either shortly after him getting stunned or immediately after. Shortly after or during is what I meant to say. So bashing that guy is really important. If you notice, I sold my Vlads. The reason is because we actually did have 2 Vlads. Somebody else had one. Magnus made a second Vlad's for some reason because he wanted to help the team. So I said, okay, he's got a Vlad's. I'm just gonna buy home the Dominator. I'm gonna turn this into a Satanic, and it's gonna be a lot better chance of actually staying alive in fights. So we got 2 buybacks out of it, and immediately we run away. We were gonna take a Rax, and then we said, okay, whatever. We'll just take Roshan really fast, and we should be able to get there rapidly since we're also rapid or fast. And I won't pick this up again because I like my items and they're pretty. I'll give it to somebody else. I do some damage.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Never die.
So I kept yelling. I was like, I don't need this, guys. Oh yeah, I did actually. I dropped my my BKB. Holy shit, it is. I dropped my BKB for ages, and it just sat there. I was entangled here, so I had to go range mode. It's fine though. I don't need melee mode to win. Wow, that guy juked us so hard. I'm so ruptured. The blood guys. It's okay, they killed him without me. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, I dropped the BKB so that I could grab an Aegis instead.
Dire's
I don't know if that was worth it.
bottom
It was
barracks
really scary. Like, if he just would have attacked it, I would lose a BKB. But I just don't really like selling major items for Aegis because it's just going to burn out anyways. So. Alright, they should have buyback now.
My sire is
They should not.
resumes.
At least. There's one.
Radiant's
It's a
middle
support
tower
hero.
is under attack. Radiant structures are
It's an Aegis.
fortified.
A glyph, but that's fine because it's actually building up my fervor. This gives me big attack speed.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Almost got him, guys. Almost got him. Very close.
Radiant's top tower is under
Just gonna last hit
attack.
some creeps in the meantime because I want some HP. Or we'll just kill everything.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
I was expecting something like that. Not that worried about it though.
Radiant's top tower has
Figured in the
fallen.
meantime, while it's almost dead, I'd just kill buildings so I don't have to worry about the blade mail.
I said good day, sir.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top
It's like the best hero ever
barracks
for
has fallen.
factoring and stuff, but
Radiant's ancient is under attack. Dire victory.
so we got it. All worked out. I would have made a Satanic afterwards again for the lifesteal. That way if I'm playing against Blade Mills, it doesn't matter. I can lifesteal right through it. But yeah, that's Troll Warlord. I just really like grabbing the Sanjin Yasha. I don't actually use my axes as much as I should. Most of the time I honestly just focus on right clicking, and that's not right. So I definitely have a lot of improvement in my play from watching this game, but I almost never throw axes past the early game, and I really should. The melee axes are excellent. The miss chance is really, really important. It's 60%, lasts for 7 seconds if they don't have a BKB or an MKB, so I should definitely use that a lot more often. I was definitely focused on just like right-clicking people and running around really fast, and I'm getting better at using ranged mode, but it's at the cost of me using axes. So I need to get back to using axes again, and that'll improve my play a lot. So it looks like I don't have that many items, but that's because I actually had a BKB and it was just on the courier. So that is Troll Warlord. I think the hero is fun. Go try him out. He's definitely a carry that people don't pick that often, so if you want to try something new, I recommend him. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.